The biggest challenge I had did have to do with my binge eating. I used to binge every single day. It was on my mind every single day. It was a huge hindrance in my life. Life was stressful with being a mom and going from being a full-time mom to working full-time. That was a big shift. And as the stress built, that was kind of the thing at the top, the thing that was out of control for me. And I truly wanted to change in my life, but literally had no idea how. I felt miserable, worthless, all the things, like I had given up. Oh, I was one of the ones that said tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. It affected every aspect of my life for my lack of self-love for myself, which then affected every single one of my relationships. So instead of continuously going backwards when I stumble, I'm always moving forwards. And that feels amazing, like even in the littlest of ways. And I'm exploring so many new things. Like I know I was telling you that now I'm looking into physical fitness in this other area of my life, being able to balance all the things in my life better, being able to be a better mother, a better wife, treating myself better, like everything just improved. And now instead of wondering or trying to fix myself so I could be more for my son, I'm thinking of crafts to do or things to go do, and like just expanding what we have. And that's priceless in itself. There are so many things about your program I love. Mostly I was going back through our sessions and the tapes and seeing myself in the beginning and so closed up and so shy and so nervous and having a hard time talking about these things to the end where it was no problem at all. And just, I think the biggest thing would be the thought patterns. Like I know we even talked about early on, you were giving me these tools, and when we would have our homework, I would have my homework and everything. And like part of my brain thought like, this isn't going to work. How am I ever going to go from this thinking to that thinking? And then I watch as the weeks go on and we talked and the change in my life and thinking about where I started and even today, it's such a huge change of thoughts, of beliefs, of knowing that it is possible, because I was the firmest believer that it wasn't for me and I couldn't get there. And even when I was in your program, I was like, oh, well, this is just going to be another thing I'm going to fail. And that was in the beginning. And now it's so different. If I could see me then and now, oh my gosh, it's just the tools you have given me. It's nothing that when you explained it didn't make sense to me that I now know I had the whole time, but the way you explained it and how we were able to talk back and forth and it just made it come to life for me. And now there are tools that I'll always have, and I'll always know that there's a way. I was scared, but it felt good. I just said, let me pay for the whole thing. Let's do it. And it was the best investment I ever made. Truly, truly. Say join it 100% all day, because, a little part of me, or maybe a big part of me, is you. Every single one of you that want to join the program. I binged every day. I went into cycles that lasted anywhere from a couple minutes to hours. My thoughts weren't great. I didn't see a way out. Even into the program, I was skeptical. And going through this whole program, I would tell you that it does change your life. It even like, there wasn't just one takeaway. Like I had to go back in the tapes and I realized it was around week 5 that I had stopped binging, and I stopped binging for a couple of weeks and it felt amazing. But I learned that this path isn't linear. It's not going to go all the way up. It's bumpy. And, last week I had my first relapse, and I was able to use my tools and realize, hey, I don't have to start over. I just have to keep going. Yeah. And I just want to tell you guys that it's worth it. It's worth it for yourself. There's so many takeaways besides the binging. Like I've discovered so many things about myself, and it's just something that you do for you, because we're all busy and all of us can be overachievers and fill our plate. And and this out the hours and the weeks spent, it's your time, and I just can't say enough good things. Like, you will see results in 100%.